Wild Talents, by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 14c. I looked up the case of Typhoid Mary. With the preconceptions of everybody who looks up cases, I went looking for something to pick on. It was impossible for me to fail to find what I wanted to consider a case of injustice, if ours is an existence of justice in justice. I of course found that the case of Typhoid Mary, as a germ carrier, was not made out so clearly as the finders of today suppose. In the year 1906, it was noted that in several homes in New York City, where Mary had been employed as a cook, there had been illnesses that were said to be cases of typhoid fever. The matter was investigated according to what was supposed to be scientific knowledge in the year 1906. The germ theory of diseases was the dominant idea. Not a thought was given to relations between this woman and her victims. Had there been quarrels before illnesses of persons living in the same house with her occurred? What was the disposition of the woman? There are millions of men and women with long hours and little pay who may, in their states of mind, be more dangerous than germs. There are cooks with grievances, as well as cooks with germs. But Mary's malices were not examined. It was found that, though immune herself, she was a distributor of typhoid bacilli. For 3 years she was detained in the hospital by the public health officials of New York City. And then what became of Mary's germs? According to one examination, she had them. According to another examination, she hadn't them. At the end of 3 years, Mary was examined again, and, according to all tests, she hadn't them. She was released upon promising to report periodically to the Board of Health. Probably because of lively impressions of detention, Mary did not keep her promise. Under various aliases, she obtained work as a cook. About 5 years later, 25 persons in the Sloan Maternity Hospital, New York City, were stricken with what was said to be typhoid fever. 2 of them died. See Outlook, number 109, page 803. And Mary was doing the cooking at the hospital. The public health officials detained her again, following their conclusion that they said was obvious. I know of hosts of cases that are obvious one way, and just as apparent some other way, conclusive, according to one theorist, and positively established, according to opposing theorists. She had them, when, to support a theory, she should have them. She hadn't them, when her own support, as detained, was becoming expensive. She hadn't, but it does seem that in some way this woman was related to the occurrence of illnesses, sometimes fatal,